Hey everybody out in YouTube land, I just hadn't done an update in a while and thought I'd give y'all a little preview of what's going on and how things are going around here. I haven't really added any new animals, but give you some updates on a few things. This right here is the albino tangerine super hypo, whatever you want to call it, leopard gecko. You can see him right here. He's really pretty. He's calmed down a whole lot, got nice, pretty green eyes, and then the whole albino, deal going on there. He's calmed down quite a good bit. The hypo looks, real similar, but a little more, got some black on him and stuff that the albino or sun glow or whatever you really want to call it doesn't have. But be right back and I'll show you the hypo. 1 second. This is the super hypo 100% het for albino male. Pretty sure it's a male just because of the temperatures that it was incubated at. As you can see, it looks a lot like the albino one except for the black on the tail. The circle between his front shoulders and the banding's a little different, but overall not a huge difference, but I still prefer the albino a little bit. He hasn't been quite held as much. Both of them are in the 13-gram range, maybe a little higher, a little lower. I did weigh them about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they were at 12 grams. Both of them will eat crickets off of tongs. They also do a little neat thing where they wiggle their tails right before they grab the cricket. It's kind of neat. The kids get a kick out of it. Alright, I'll go on and show you a couple of ball pythons. There's been a little drastic change in some of those. I'll be right back. This right here is my favorite female. She's eating frozen thaw. She has the most blushing. She also has the most white. And that granity looking flecking. Not sure how well that comes out, but she is by far the nicest normal ball that I got. She's also got this cool little circle there. I think it's pretty neat looking. She's just an all-around great snake. Real good temperament. Eats great. Little stripe in there on the tail, nice golds. I really want to pair her with a pastel. She's got nice yellows right here on the bottom and then the blushing, and I think paired up with a pastel, if the rest of this carries through to help out with the coloration, would just be really nice. Kind of want to show you this right here is on the opposite end of the spectrum. This is one that only eats live. Looks like he just pooped. So he has a little bit of stuff on his head, but he's kind of banded more. Less golds. Lots of flecking like a granity color on his sides. But yeah, I just want to give you an idea of what the difference between a snake who eats 2 mice a week and a snake that eats 1 mouse a week is. These snakes are the same age, and she is 300 plus grams and he is 150 grams. So yeah, you're saying, well, it's 300 gram snake and a 150 gram snake. Well, the thing is, they were within a few grams of each other 3 months ago. And yeah, just the difference in the amount of food really takes them all. So I'm started breeding my own mice to kind of rectify this issue. Yeah, just look at that blushing. But anyway, I have started breeding my own mice. I have 3 breeder females and 1 breeder male. They drop about 15 mice a month, and it takes roughly a month to get them up to the right size. So far, my 2 live feeders here have already eaten 2 out of that clutch each. I'm also feeding my white throat out of them. Having the bottom left is the male breeder gargoyle. The bottom right is my male pinstripe. I'm not breeding him into anything, or didn't breed him into anything yet. He did get breeder size this year, so he is right at 40 grams. Great eater, great feeder. He's got a little bit of a wonky bend in the base of his tail. he's fed on nothing but Repashy. I also give them calcium mixed with the Repashy at times. Excuse me. The reason I give them that is because of the breeder female needs it, so I just give it to them all. But it's always been kind of strange. It's right where that pinstriping stops and starts, and it's opposite on the other side, and it almost made an indentation. How well you can see this. But it made like an indentation where there's no pinstriping on this side. Well, so that makes it kind of go in there. Well, then on this side you have it right the opposite. So it made it kind of almost curve. He does not have any sort of floppy tail. He also doesn't have any sort of metabolic bone disease or calcium deficiencies. So I don't know why it looks like that. And I've actually online seen a couple more that did something similar, but it really I think has to do with the pinstriping and just how, well, he just pooped on me, but how it's laid out. But anyway, I'm planning on saving him back. Pee-wee, I don't know if y'all remember Pee-wee or not, but she is now big enough to breed. I'm going to sit you down here for just a second. I take that back. Pee-wee is not big enough to breed yet. Pee-wee is 32 grams. I am not going to breed any crested geckos anymore this year, but Pee-wee lives in the house. Pee-wee's temperatures will be warmer than these guys will, so Pee-wee will catch up over the winter, and hopefully by spring, Pee-wee will be 35 to 38 grams and ready to start breeding. So, I'm hoping next year that this pinstripe male will either breed Pee-wee or will breed my Halloween female. And that's maybe what I really do. I may swap put Pee-wee's a Dalmatian, may put Pee-wee with the Harlequin male, and then put the pinstripe with my Halloween. This is the first Cresty we hatched this year. He's about 5 grams now. He's a good amount of pinning. Nice portholes on the side. So you can definitely see the influences from the pinstripe. You can definitely see some influence from the Harlequin. So yeah, I think maybe that will be the best thing to do is put pinstripe with the Halloween, and put the Harlequin with the Dalmatian. I think that may be really what I end up doing. This right here is our sub-adult mice. These are the ones I am starting to feed out of. I probably fed off maybe 5 or 6. The little boogers will eat me out of house and home if I let them. You can see this is just from the first litter, what I have left over, and I've been feeding out of them. I've been feeding a black throat monitor and 2 ball pythons, and I still have all those left over. They like to hide under stuff, so I give them crumpled up newspapers and toilet paper holders and things of that nature. Seems to work pretty well. They grow very fast. Those are probably a month, 2 months old. And then you can see here, I'm doing the harem method. There's newborn pinks, and then there's 2-week-old mice. Same setup. And then once these fuzzy ones here, hoppers I call them, get maybe another week and a half, they'll be moved over there and to start feeding. But what I try to do is I pick out the biggest ones, and those are what gets fed off. These are the oldest crested gecko eggs I have right now. These were laid 8/26. So these would be the older ones. These are 7/29. Should be getting new ones this week. Let's see, big and fat. I should have some new crested gecko eggs laid this week. They normally came around the end of the month. There's her lay box. She's already been rooting around it just a hair. It's heavy, that rock in there's a little heavy. Let's see, this is our Bolivian red tail. Yeah, got the whites on. You just cannot see her very well. I'm going to shut the door. Maybe that'll help. It's a nice, pretty day outside. You'll have to excuse my jerkiness of the camera, but I'm trying to get y'all some better light here. Alright. Here you can see my Bolivian female. She has been locked up with my male for at least 5 different occasions. So, yeah, pretty sure she's gravid. I can definitely see a little swelling, even when she hasn't eaten. This is my male. He's just a little bigger than her. He is getting ready to shed. He's a Barry Miller line, I believe. Bought him off of King Snake from a guy named Scott. He also has some females from the same line for sale. I really would like to pick those up. Too bad I just don't have the cash. So, gargoyle geckos. The gargoyles are sleeping. I'm not really going to mess with them too much. If I can find one, I will show you her. But, a little update. She did lay an egg. She was 38 grams. I put her with a male. I did see them lock up. She did lay an infertile egg, but I was pretty confident that she was going to lay an infertile egg anyway, because she started swelling up and eating tremendous amounts without a male. So here is another one of the Cresties. Very nice. This is the second clutch she laid this year. I sold one of the clutch members. No, I did not. I kept one of the clutch members of this one. I kept both of them. They both have this creamy, solid, almost solid, broken up back patterns. It was a little different. The first ones looked like pinstripes. These came out this way. The next 2 clutches came out kind of like the Halloween. They're like a little bit of pin. It jig-jags across their backs. Let's see here if I can show you. See this? See how it kind of darts back and across, more like the Harlequins. So yeah, so I had pinstripes, then we have the first clutch, and then the second clutch comes out like a mixture, and then the third clutch comes out Harlequin, fourth clutch comes out Harlequin. So that's where the crested geckos stand. I did sell one of the Harlequins. It was born 8 something, like 8. I don't really know. I moved it in the house. So, yeah, 8/10 is when it was born, the one I sold. So, and then the other one that was born 8/10, looked more like what I would say is a extreme Harley. So I moved it in the house, doing it kind of like I did Pee-wee, talking to it, petting it, getting it out and handling it. I also did this pinstripe the same way for the first month and a half, to give it like a little better friendly start. I do want the animals I sell to be, you know, great quality, somewhat friendly. Right now, I'm really not going to sell anything else. I didn't have any more leopard geckos born, so I just have the 2. So I may sell them next year, but this year definitely not going to sell them. I have priced them, but I priced them probably a little too high. But that was kind of done by design. If somebody really wants it and they want to pay that, I'll let them go. $75 for the super hypo het for albino, and $125 for the super hypo albino. The only thing else I have, other than what's in the house, which is a Biot green tree python male. His name's Merlin. I have him. I have had a few people ask me about buying him. Again, don't really want to sell him, But if somebody offered the right price, he's 2 years old, he's 40 inches, I'd say, I would let him go. But it's not going to be cheap. So this is my male. I'm sorry, this is not a male. I do not know what this is. It is a white throat monitor. It's a subspecies. It's not the Banded Cape North ones that you normally see. They're so pretty or whatever that are $400 a piece. This one is one of the southern ones. Came from Ben Siegel Reptiles. I do not handle it as often as it needs. It's very, very pretty, but he does have sort of a black throat. Some people think that they're hybridized maybe in the wilderness. I don't know. I have no idea, to be honest with you. He will eat an adult mouse already. I've given him some frozen ones. He gobbles them right up. I have also started giving him poppers and letting him kill them on his own. I've had black throats that were just as rambunctious as this, and it just takes some time handling. I do get him out a couple times a week and hold him for 30 minutes or more. But he's a work in progress. He's not for sale either. My plans for him is to grow him as big as possible, tame him out, and maybe do some little school activities. I have kids that are in school, so it would be nice to be able to go to the schools maybe once a year, maybe educate the kids a little bit on the animals. I know when I was a kid we had the guy bring all the snakes and stuff, and I really enjoyed that, and most of the other kids did too. So I'm hoping to be able to do that. I really think I would enjoy it, and I think the kids would enjoy it as well. So that's my plans. The white throat, maybe a boa or two, maybe a couple of ball pythons. We also acquired something, actually we did acquire something new. I'd kind of forgotten about it. So you'll have to excuse me there, but I did forget about it. But I will add that in at the end. It's just a little baby something that was actually wild caught, but we're going to keep it at least for the winter. But ideas. This stand here is probably going to leave. The white throat is going to outgrow that, and that tub will probably be used for the boas. That old rickety stand, I don't like it, except for one spot on the top and storage down there. That's all it's used for. I may keep it for storage, but it's not going to be used for animals. But I've got about 4 feet on this side. I'm going to put another metal rack like that. It's going to go over here, and it's going to be nothing but crested geckos. This one over here, nothing but crested geckos. I'm going to move these shelves up, put more heat tape on them. Next year, that will be all ball pythons. I plan on at least a pair of het for albinos, a pair of het for clown, and probably some pastels, maybe a Mojave, and maybe a pair of yellow bellies, something of that nature. But definitely the het for albinos, definitely the het for clowns are definitely going to be added to the collection. So definitely going to add at least 4 more animals. So definitely one more shelf, and then we'll add a second shelf. The second shelf there will also be heat taped, and will probably be smaller tubs like the leopard or the crested gecko tubs, and those will be for the baby boas when they're born. Like I said, I'm just 98% sure that she's gravid. So I figure at least 6 tubs there. If I have to break them down 2 to each, maybe do a pair in each tub or something, I don't know. So yeah, we'll just see how that works out. But definitely going to add 2 more shelves that are heat taped with tubs on them. One row definitely going to be more ball pythons. Second row may just be baby boas or something. We'll see. White throat is getting a bigger tub, or either I'm going to build something. Yep. So I've got about 3.5 foot there. but it can't stick out from the wall very far. So I may move this shelf down here and then come out here and build a 2.5 foot deep by 6 foot long enclosure for the white throat. That's my thoughts, and have the top of it, at least half the top, be for supplies, for me to set things on. Right now I use this shelf for all kinds of crap, to weigh animals and things of that nature. So yeah, if I could build a 6 foot cage, maybe a plexiglass front, all wood sides and top, that would probably work. And then over here, like I said, this is going to be more crested geckos. Here, I'm planning on adding a shelf about right even with the window. I want to have some plants in here. The air's better. Everybody knows plants take in carbon dioxide and they emit oxygen. So a couple more plants, definitely want to do that. I also going to get a cart to move around for so I can set the tubs on, pop the top off. I see a lot of other breeders use that stuff and it works great. Yeah, that's about it. I am going to show you the little thing here at the end. It's going to be edited in. So just if you see this part here, just hold on a second and I will show you what's coming. It's nothing fancy, but it's something cute and you ought to like it. Alright, see you in just a minute. Alright, this is what I was talking about. This is our newest little member of the family. It's a baby snapping turtle. It's not an alligator snapper, it's just a common snapper here in Alabama. He still had his egg yolk. Still see a little bit of it there. We've had him about 3 or 4 days now. He doesn't try to bite. He's eating pretty well. Sorry about the camera quality there, but that water's glistening on his back. But yeah, he's pretty neat. We're going to keep him at least through the winter. I've had them as a kid and got them up over like 5 or 6 pounds and then turned them loose. But we'll see how long we keep him. But anyway, just wanted to share. Enjoy. Subscribe. Take care.